Hello and welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. It's my Eurovision 2024 Top 37 countdown. It's place number 2, Switzerland, Nemo, the code. Please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, like, share and comment below. Link to the music videos in the description and also a link to my blog post. So we seem to have hit a run of countries who I've consistently placed highly in my countdowns of late. The UK, obviously, but also Ukraine, Lithuania and Portugal. And that trend is sort of continued with Switzerland as my runner-up this year. Now in 2020 and 2021, I had Switzerland as my runner-up, both years, represented of course by Gjon's Tears. And I have to say, if I was to do my ranking post-contest of 2021, of course 2020 was cancelled, I probably would have made Tout l'univers my number 1. So Nemo has rekindled my love for Switzerland. Now, can they achieve the first Swiss win since Céline Dion in 1988? Now, of course, as usual, with my top couple of favourites, I always get the t-shirt for them. So indeed, here we have Nemo on my t-shirt that you might like to see. Available on Redbubble if you'd like to know. But Nemo is a rapper, singer and musician whose music genre is largely pop and hip-hop. But they also play the violin, drums and piano as well. Now, they came to prominence in the Swiss music scene back in 2017 with a single that reached number 4 in the Swiss charts. And since then, they've released several extended plays and singles off the back of those EPs. More recently, or during and since the pandemic, Nemo has focused more on songwriting, but with The Code, they've made a return to confronting songs, and it is a song that is very personal to Nemo. Because last year, towards the end of last year, Nemo came out as non-binary. Now that makes Nemo the second non-binary artist at this year's contest, alongside Ireland's Bambi Thug. Now The Code is all about that journey of discovery and struggle in finding their non-binary identity, and you can hear that in sort of the lyrics, the chorus in particular. And then one of my favourite sort of couple of lines is, somewhere between the O's and ones, that's where I found my kingdom come. Now, genre-wise, you are spoiled for choice as Nemo takes us on a musical journey to accompany their identity journey. We have pop, rap, drum and bass and opera or popra. Yet it never feels contrived or like, as has occurred in some songs in the past at Eurovision, several songs spliced into one. It all seems to come together and drives the narrative forward. Music video is really good for that as well, because it's set on board a train, which of course is a journey, and going through the various stages and the carriages. So it all ties in very nicely. It does make for a really interesting song, I think, and it's one that, as I say, makes you feel like is telling a very specific story, and one that is very specific to the artist as well. Now, I'd taken sort of note of this song not long after it was released, and I could see the winner potential in it, even though at the time it was still around 5th in the odds. But it did soon pick up in the betting odds and in the scoreboard app. Now, in the scoreboard app, it's now in 2nd place. It's been there for most of the pre-season now, and so qualification isn't in doubt at all for this. Aside from the obvious qualities of the song already mentioned, the last part of the song is truly epic, where Nemo belts out an operatic climax, sort of underpinned by some drum and bass and some very dramatic Bond-esque brass. It's just really rousing, and it just screams Eurovision winner moment, I think. Now, critically, we know that Nemo can pull this off live. They do have the vocal ability to do that. And I think it was when the first live performance of this was seen on, I think it was Swiss TV, that it suddenly shot up the odds to number one and remained there until just the other day. Now, The Code has since slipped back to 2nd in the betting, seemingly over concerns over the costume Nemo was wearing in the rehearsal. But odds are volatile at this point, and I would still mark this as the overall favourite. The staging looks daring, and we know the Swiss delegation have done this sort of unexpected staging. We don't think we expected the staging we got in 2021 with Gjon's Tears, but it was really effective. I do think this has the ability to score highly with both the juries and the televote. Like 2021, I think Switzerland may be vying with France for the jury win, but I feel this may do well enough with the televoters as well to bring Switzerland only their third victory. Now, I say this might do well with the televote because I think it will look spectacular. There's that great moment, again, that operatic moment, that crescendo in the last 40 seconds or so. But also this has done well, obviously, in the scoreboard app, but also at my Eurovision Boom Bang a Bang preview event, which is obviously a smaller audience, but they tend towards more of the sort of, the big party bangers. This came second, I think. Oh no, third, sorry. If you discount the UK, it came second. It was third overall after where the UK came second. So yes, it seems to really chime with the fans as well. I do feel like the team have been building up to this. They had some great results in 2019, 2021, great staging, great performance, and they have a really thorough process for how they've been going through to how they select their entry. So come the final, which I am sure Nemo will be in, it's certainly possible that we could all be going along a journey with Nemo and heading to Switzerland next year. But what do you think? Do let me know in the comments, and we will return for one last time in my countdown as we reach number 1. Take care.